Ladies and gentlemen, 12 of 3-minute rounds for the lightweight championship of Great Britain and of the Commonwealth.
They turned away. It's now time for their boxing wits and skills to be pitted against one another. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, and Vanzie hasn't got any tools, says Smith. As for Vanzie, he said he's been the thorn in my side. It needs to be plucked out once and for all. Jim, is there a danger the pair of them could become too personally involved with their emotions and abandon the strategy?
It may become a little bit messy in the first couple of rounds. I think they both want to intimidate each other. They genuinely don't like each other, so we may see a messy couple of rounds to begin with. But I think once a couple of punches land clean on the chin, then you get thinking, here, I better do this job properly. It's a messy already. Probably Vanzie's fault.
Yes, a real roughhouse start. Vanzie said he was going to come straight for Smith. Heads come dangerously close. And referee...
He's cut already.
There is Vanzie cut already on the forehead of Bobby Vanzie from that head clash. And he just dabs at it slightly. It looks quite nasty. And he's spinning Stephen Smith around and hits him there. Terry O'Connor says, tidy it up immediately. A nasty, messy start, as one may have imagined with all the pre-fight words.
Yeah, I'll lay the blame at Vanzie's feet, I'm afraid. He's lunging in. I think he wants to have a tear up. I think he's doing the opposite of what everybody expected. That was a good left hand from Smith. Caught Vanzie cleanly.
Neither of these fighters are brawlers. They usually use their skills. They're going straight at each other from the opening. Again, Smith gets a left hand in. It's a good start from the man from Kentish Town, isn't it?
Yeah, Vanzie's the one doing the silly things. He seems to be the one who's reacted to the bad mouthing before the fight. He seemed to want to make a stamp on the fight straight away, and he's ended up with a bad clash of heads causing a cut.
Smith out of range, desperate to get those shots off. Unbeaten in 24, Stephen Smith. 15 by way of knockout, and now Vanzie and Smith are enjoying a little wrestling. A la Naz Soto or Aldis Anderson. We don't want that. Good left on the counter from Smith. They want this bad, don't they?
Yeah, it's becoming messy again, but once again, I lay the blame at Vanzie's feet. He's just lunging in, charging in. He's trying to bully Smith, trying to intimidate him, I believe. But Smith doing the right thing, just keeping a steady pace, keeping right in his face all the while.
Both southpaws. So some people thought it might be messy beforehand. Vanzie trying to get back behind his jab. And clutches on to Smith. There's some needle there going in, and Terry O'Connor getting furious with Bobby Vanzie. Boos ring out at that. What an opener here in Southwark. There's the cut on the forehead of Bobby Vanzie. They're going to work on in that corner. Godfrey Brown telling him to relax. Jack Doherty, his manager, behind him.
It was unquestionably a clash of heads that caused the cut. Probably both men equally to blame with that clash, but Vanzie come off worse. But Vanzie's been lunging in. I think he's been trying to intimidate Smith in the first round, trying to bully him, trying to rough him up. But he's come off worse there, and he's going to have to come in with a better idea. He's going to have to settle down and get back to his awkward, stylish boxing that he's good at.
Just working on that cut. Vanzie said he would not get intimidated, he would stick to his plan. He hasn't so far. Here's the second, Stephen Smith, the challenger on the left of your screens. Stunning on the back of his black shorts. They're trying to give him the big market launch. Stunning Stephen Smith against Bobby the Viper Vanzie. Terry O'Connor warns Vanzie for holding, and the Bradford man gets back to his jab and move work that he's based his career on.
Vanzie's naturally the bigger of the two. As you said earlier, he goes up to well over 10 stone between fights. He's actually boxed at 10 stone 4. So he maybe feels if it turns into a brawl, he has the advantage.
Yes, Stephen Smith was a featherweight at the beginning of his career. To the English ABA featherweight final. Featherweight being 9 stone, here we are at 9'9". And Vanzie has weighed as much as 10'4½". It could play the reverse effect. It could be that Vanzie's too tight at the weight. But more messy work here from both men.
Vanzie's going to end up having points deducted here, and the way things are going, it's going to be tight. I think Smith has settled quicker. He's more business-like. Vanzie just is turning this into a mess.
A little red mark as well by the left eye of Smith. Could be more cuts. Vanzie's one has healed pretty quickly. Not in a particularly dangerous place. As Smith comes forward on the attack. Vanzie tries to remain elusive. Boxed so beautifully when he won the British title against Wayne Rigby, but then maybe Rigby was made for him in that come-forward style. Vanzie picked him off.
Vanzie doesn't seem to know what he's trying to do here. Everything, I know he has an unusual style, but everything he's doing here is disjointed. Whereas Smith, nicely controlled, just keeps coming forward, boxing nicely.
Certainly looks to have settled quicker, Stephen Smith, behind that jab. Vanzie again gets low. Terry O'Connor from the West Midlands is going to have a busy night by all accounts at the moment. The blood streams down Vanzie's face, that cut reopening. He's out of range, Vanzie, isn't he?
Yep, everything totally disjointed. He doesn't seem to know what he's trying to do. There's no fluency in what he's doing. Losing the place, totally dropping his hands. Really, it has not settled. 2 rounds on my card for young Smith.
The trainer, Darky, working on son Stephen there, who's had a pretty effective start, Jim.
Yep, he's controlled, his boxing's been nice. Vanzie's the one who's been annoying the referee with the wrestling tactics. We know he has a very unusual style, but I think he's coming in here totally without a plan.
Very unusual because they've known they were fighting each other for so long. It's been postponed twice. The British and Commonwealth lightweight titles. Bobby Vanzie, the champion, in the silver trunks with the kneecaps he always wears. And Stephen Smith in the black, unbeaten from Kentish Town. Did most of his early boxing in Germany on the big shows out there, where Darky Smith, his father, was training the heavyweight Zelko Mavrovich. Smith getting close and Vanzie smiles at him.
Vanzie is not prepared to work up close. As soon as they're up close, he's grabbing hold of Smith. I don't know what's wrong here. Smith is not a massive puncher. You think Vanzie would be prepared to trade with him up close. But here he goes again, grabbing up close.
15 knockouts Stephen Smith has. They've really been wearing down opponents. And this is a real jump up in class for him. His best win was probably a 10-round decision here against Anthony Maynard of Birmingham. But Vanzie, for him, it's the second British and second Commonwealth defence. So he's operated at the higher level. Reading Trade Magazine Boxing News, they thought Vanzie would win this because of that, because he'd operated at the higher league. But he does look disjointed, doesn't he?
Yep, he doesn't seem to have a plan. There's no fluency, no consistency in what he's doing. Whereas Smith, steady pressure. Against these awkward type guys, you have to keep them under steady pressure, take the play away from them, you can't stand off. And that's what Smith is doing.
It's at a furious tempo, but very few shots are landing cleanly. Both men so eager. Vanzie just lands one and Smith rolls round. Godfrey Brown in the corner of Bobby Vanzie. He's up on his feet there. Oh, but he launches that right uppercut a la Nassim Hamid style, which totally missed.
See Vanzie grabbing hold up close again. The referee beginning to get a little bit annoyed with her.
Smith more methodical, trying to work behind his jab. Had a difficult fight last time, Stephen Smith, with David Kehoe, who really wanted to bust him up.
I'm impressed the way Smith is so keen to get right back into the action after every little exchange. He's the one right back into the firing line again. He's really fancying the job here.
He did seem, honestly, totally confident about this, Smith. He said, Vanzie's got nothing to show me.
I think Smith's plan is to burn them out. I think they feel he is tight at the weight.
Football, and again a big one for you next Sunday, the final of the Worthington Cup. Leicester City looking to go one better than last year against the Cup fighters, First Division Tranmere. Both teams competing for a place in next season's UEFA Cup as well, of course. The Worthington Cup final Sunday from 2, only on Sky Sports. Back to Jim and Adam here.
Thanks, Paul. Here's the fourth round between the two southpaw stylists, although that's not quite what we've had so far. Bobby Vanzie on the left, Stephen Smith in the black trunks on the right, the challenger from Kentish Town, who's had by far the better start in this messy opening.
Yeah, but I keep saying I lay the blame at Vanzie's feet because he has an awkward style which we know about, but look, every time they come close he's turning it into a mess. He won't exchange punches up close, he's just grabbing hold and wrestling. Everything disjointed.
Time out again, says Terry O'Connor. Listen up. He's getting annoyed.
Yeah, he's doing his best to clean this up, but okay, I have to speak to both guys, but I know who I blame for this.
Vanzie just for a moment steps off now. He's just blown hot and cold through his career so far, Bobby Vanzie. He's won 16 of 17, only a draw blemishing his record. Looked so good against Rigby, and very good when he won the Commonwealth title against Anthony Nazor of South Africa, but then dreadful when he defended the British for the first time against Anthony Campbell, and pretty average against Guyan and Vincent Howard, where he won easily over 12, but it was very mechanical and repetitive. You just don't know how good Vanzie is.
He's got a strange style. I mean, it's not an orthodox style, but I mean, this is really poor stuff. He's not landing any clean shots, he's jumping around, wrestling up close. The cleaner boxing, I mean, every round's fairly close, but the cleaner boxing definitely coming from Smith.
Terry O'Connor again separates them. He refereed that messy brawl between Michael Aldis and Sean Anderson at Burns Night that we saw a while ago. He's had a busy couple of months, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, thanks. Well, this one is a little bit better than that. I mean, this is exciting stuff, we have to say that. They're both going at it. And you can't fault them for effort.
Absolutely, it's sheer effort in there at the moment.
And again, I'm impressed the way Smith is so keen to get back into the fray again.
Well, this is his test, Jim. I mean, this is where he's got to prove himself. Vanzie already has at this level.
Yep, I think he's been instructed to burn Vanzie out. I think they believe Vanzie is tight at lightweight, so they're going to make him work in every round, and that's what he's doing. And that is the perfect tactics against Vanzie.
Better work from Vanzie, all but briefly. Yeah, back in September when they fought on the same show, Vanzie weighed 10.4 and a half, and there wasn't an ounce of fat on him. How he makes 9.9, I don't know. Again, timeout. And this time Terry O'Connor is going to take a point off Bobby Vanzie for holding. There's applause from the corner of Stephen Smith. That's bad news for Bobby Vanzie after his pretty bad start here. Again out of range with that right corkscrew uppercut.
Well, I think the referee agrees with myself, Adam, that the fault lies at Vanzie's door.
Well, it's all going wrong at the moment for the Bradford champion. Back he goes to the corner, and what will Godfrey Brown be saying to him?
Well, I don't know if he's the kind of kid who boxes to instruct us at any time. I think he does his own thing. But he has to settle down. He has to be more constructive in his thinking, more constructive in his boxing. He doesn't seem to have any plan. He's going through the motions.
Fast, sharp boxing is what they're saying to him.
Yeah, but he has to do something constructive. Everything he's doing is messy, disjointed, and just all over the place. I mean, look at this. That's the point deducted, and you can't say it hasn't had enough warnings. The referee has warned them several times to clean it up.
Fifth round of an intriguing British and Commonwealth lightweight fight. We knew it was going to be interesting between these two unbeaten fighters, both 26, both arch rivals. Bobby Vanzie in the silver, the southpaw from Bradford, and Stephen Smith in the black shorts, the part-time model and build out of Kentish Town. Both made a quiet rise to the ranks. Vanzie on dinner shows up north and Smith out in Germany. This is their stage now.
Vanzie seems to have settled down a little bit now. He's maybe going to try some more orthodox boxing for a change.
As he's not rushing in like he was mostly in the first 2 or 3 rounds. Trying to get his little combinations off. Godfrey Brown in the corner saying, that's the way, Bobby. He's really in the lion's den here as well, Vanzie. Stephen Smith boxed here so many times. His 5th fight in the Elephant and Castle. All his home support here.
Smith, a lovely, neat boxer, everything under control. Good balance, just keeps coming forward, but Vanzie certainly improved his boxing in this round.
It's a good jab from Vanzie. This is better work from the man who calls himself the Viper, who will win the Lonsdale belt outright tonight if he's successful. He says the only people it's for are for his 2 little girls, Keisha and Kenya. He's got a lot of work to do.
Vanzie a lot more control now. Still being backed up, still a little bit all over the place. See a little bit of smudge on his left eye. I don't know if it's a graze on Vanzie's left eye.
The crowd chants Stephen, Stephen. Will this be his night? Just trapping Vanzie on the ropes. He's watched tapes and tapes of Bobby Vanzie, has Smith. Knows how awkward he is. Just said he was going to wear him down and pressure him from start to finish.
Well, there's signs that Smith is lasting better than Vanzie. He's always first to pick up the action again.
The British and Commonwealth lightweight titles here at the Elephant and Castle. There's the British rankings. Bobby Vanzie at 4 and Stephen Smith at 5. A tremendously strong domestic division. Billy Schwer there, maybe fighting European champion Julian Lawsey. Michael Ayres in action in March, and Colin Dunn as well. Terrific division and plenty of money to be made, Jim, for the winner of this.
Yeah, some attractive domestic matches at lightweight at the moment. Really interesting division.
Very good worldwide as well, with Stevie Johnston displaying his skills to us when he beat Billy Schwer here in November. And the excellent Paul Spadafora is the IBF champion, southpaw. Strong 9 stone 9 division. Back here, and Bobby Vanzie with plenty of work to do. Did you give him that last round?
Yeah, that's the first round I've given Vanzie, actually. Smith, you don't want to be throwing single punches at these awkward fellows. You want 2 and 3 punches. You want to feint them, want to mix up the pace. Smith keeping the pace going, but just a little bit one pace. You have to start confusing this guy.
Vanzie just trying to be awkward and make Smith miss. Terry O'Connor again says, don't do it, don't hold.
I think he realised he was ready to go back into a wrestling hold again. Smith back on the front foot again, boxing well again.
It seems to me, Jim, and correct me if I'm wrong, that when Vanzie throws his shots, he seems off balance and then Smith can counter.
Yep, he's all over the place. All he can manage is one swinging punch. Whether it lands or not, he has to clinch at her head for safety. There's nothing really smooth in his boxing. He's always a little bit awkward, a little bit unconventional, but he's usually smooth. Everything disjointed still.
Seems very calm, Stephen Smith. Both at the weigh-in last night, and I saw him at breakfast this morning. He was down a cafe in Camden Town and looked just at ease with himself. No nerves at all, whereas Vanzie's had to come down. He's stayed the night over in Euston. He's a long way from home, and not many of his supporters have managed to make the trip down on this Monday night.
It's a far better championship contest now. I think the little bit of needles settled down. We're seeing some decent boxing now.
As both men reverting to that side. Vanzie trying to work Smith's body and use that extra strength that he's got. Very broad shoulders, Bobby Vanzie. Only 7 knockouts. Game told to break by referee Terry O'Connor. And let's see how Billy Schwer is seeing things up in the studio. Billy.
It was started off a bit scrappy, but as Jim says, they're starting to settle down now, so it's become a little bit more interesting. I've got Stephen Smith well ahead, with the point deduction as well for Vanzie. He's I reckon 4 or 5 rounds ahead.
Thanks very much, Billy, who hopes, of course, to challenge Julian Lawsey for that European title. There is Stephen Smith with his father, trainer Darky, in the corner. He's been with him from the beginning.
I'm also impressed with Smith's defensive boxing. Tight defence, chin down, elbows in, so even when Vanzie sends off the odd swing, he's catching most of them on his arms. But still, Vanzie totally disjointed.
Second half of this domestic 9-stone 9 fight. Eagerly anticipated and awaited between Stephen Smith and Bobby Vanzie. Vanzie in the silver, remember, the Viper from Bradford, champion, holds both the British and Commonwealth belts. Stephen Smith, the challenger, who has only won intercontinental titles in the past. More fights he's had 24 to Vanzie's 17. And he looks mature here tonight.
Yeah, he looks a solid little performer. I mean, everything under control, chin always where it should be, elbows in, hands up, just marching forward, just dictating the pace.
Technically, he looks at the moment the better man, Smith. Anthony Campbell, who almost beat Vanzie for the British title, spars a lot with Stephen Smith and rates him really highly. He had good wins in the amateurs against Steve Murray and Patrick Mullings. Was outpointed in the English ABA featherweight final by Dean Pithy, but his close friend Bradley Stone had tragically died just before. He's learnt the trade well, hasn't he? Maybe he did do things right going out to Germany.
Well, he's very well schooled, obviously. His father had been a good class pro. You know, it's been instilled in him right from the off. He has the basics, so whenever he runs into a little bit of trouble, he goes back into that nice little shell, little tight defence. But he's boxing well. This is a more even round, this one.
What has Vanzie got to do now?
He really has to start taking the initiative a bit more, put punches together as he's doing now. Everything's been like single punch swings and grabs and holds. He has to get a bit of fluency into his boxing.
For the first time, Smith takes a deep breath. They've been working very hard on his conditioning, on his fitness. They've installed Mike Pratt, who worked with Paul Ingle before the Manuel Medina triumph, who's been working on his tissue mass and anaerobic work with him. What he eats, what he drinks, allowed up to 3,000 calories a day. Asked him what he was going to eat up the way, and he said whatever he liked. They think they've got the Smith body into perfection. Will it come down to strength, though, as we go into the latter rounds?
Yeah, I don't think it's physical strength we're talking about here. I think it's comfort at the weight and stamina. At the moment, the signs are Stephen Smith is happier with this pace than Vanzie is. Vanzie's boxing well in this round, but he seems to be forcing the action out, whereas it's a little bit more fluent from Smith.
But we're doing it again, because you've got to hurt him, okay? I know you can do it!
That's Godfrey Brown reading the riot act to Bobby Vanzie. I know you can do it. Jim, how far behind is he?
Well, I'm just scoring rounds as we go. I'm looking forward to seeing my card when it comes up. I've not kept the running to it. There it is, there I have him 4 points in front.
4 points in front on Jim's unofficial card with 5 to go. Here's the 8th. Challenger Stephen Smith has been methodical, mature and professional so far in front of his home fans in his first acid test. Champion Bobby Vanzie seemingly has it all to do in the silver trunks. But can he wear Smith down? Smith's never been the 12-round distance. They're rated by the Independent Council, Vanzie at 43 and Smith at 41, so very, very close match. But Smith hasn't made it close, has he?
Well, Vanzie certainly has been some improvement in his work. Smith struggling just a little bit in this round to get into range. Vanzie.
Oh, and there could be a low blow there. Stephen Smith held his protector. Was it low or was it a little body shot? He's been told to take in a bit of time, and Terry O'Connor says, hold it up. Keep your punches up, Bobby Vanzie. Smith takes some deep breaths. He's been given a chance to recover from that. And back they go. Or was that a sign of discomfort from Smith?
No, I think it was a low blow, definitely a low blow. And he didn't make too much of a song about it, but I think it was accidental. The referee gave him a little warning to keep them up. I'm sure he agrees it was accidental.
Is that because Vanzie's trying to work the body now?
No, I think Vanzie's punches are wide and long. And sometimes, you know, if the opponent moves in as you launch the punch, it lands earlier. That was another one which could have landed low.
He launches with these punches, Bobby Vanzie. When he fought Wayne Rigby, he was rather unknown on the circuit. And good right hand from Smith there. Vanzie speaks to him in there and says, no way. Not good enough. Looked so impressive when he beat Rigby, did Bobby Vanzie. People were starting to say a sort of mini Nassim Hamid. Again, a low blow. Very, very borderline there from Vanzie. Terry O'Connor is going to say time out. Will he take a point away from that? Stephen Smith is in agony. He's lifted to his feet and he's been given time again by Terry O'Connor. Let's have a look, Jim. See how low it was.
It was low punch, but strangely enough, it didn't seem in the danger area. It seemed to be the hip and thigh, but I mean, obviously, if it moves the cup, it's going to be painful.
There's anger in the Smith corner. They don't like that. Vanzie's starting to talk.
Give me the gum shield.
And there's no gum shield either. Godfrey Brown puts the gum shield back in.
Don't play on it.
And Terry O'Connor says, don't play on it to Stephen Smith. Was that acting?
I'm wondering because the punch didn't look really in the danger zone. I wonder maybe a little bit of gamesmanship, trying to get another point taken away. But for me, Vanzie was winning the round up to that point.
Some clean shots going in now. And they really are fired up for this one, these two. Again, Vanzie works the lower regions of Smith's body. Got to be careful he doesn't stray low again, because another point could be costly.
Well, it's the 2 warnings in the same round, so another low blow and he will lose a point.
Paul Lawson over there in Stephen Smith's corners, banging the canvas.
Now we're seeing a quality British title contest. This is much more like it.
They're thinking about what they're doing.
Yeah, but the needle has left and they're both trying to do a job now.
A fascinating match between these two men. Stephen Smith has the minute to recover. Darky Smith. And there's Paul Lawson on the left of your screen who looks after Stephen Oates. Mick Williamson also in the corner in case of cuts. Let's have a look at the first of the low blows.
I mean, again, both shots were definitely low, but for me, they didn't look as though they were really down in the danger zone. Possible when a low blow moves the protective cup that the fighters are wearing, it can cause discomfort, but again, it didn't look to be all the way down in the danger zone. It's not mean it's taking the punches, remember.
Maybe he's just getting a little tired, a little stressed. Stephen Smith as Godfrey Brown says, fight! Fight, Bobby, for your daughters. Back they go. Plenty of energy still, Jim.
Yeah, this has come along nicely, and this really is a good quality match now. Vanzie looking stronger all of a sudden.
This is the territory that Bobby Vanzie wanted to take it into. He had that 12-round fight for the Commonwealth title just recently against Vincent Howard, and he breezed through the full distance. Smith's never been 12 rounds. As Vanzie tries to wear Smith down now.
Smith not keeping his head protected as he was earlier on in the fight, and that is the first sign of tiredness, starting to take punches full flush on the face, whereas before he was slipping away from them. Little signs of tiredness now in Smith's work.
Will that weight difference come into effect? Smith, who has come up in weight, and Vanzie, who's starting as a light welter and has come down to hold at lightweight. Again, looks slightly low from Vanzie, and Smith grimaces.
Now, there's a marked deterioration in Smith's boxing in this round. I think suddenly he's just gone a little bit tired.
Left hand from Vanzie, and he's certainly enjoying the best moments of the fight as Smith goes down with a little right hand. And Terry O'Connor says no knockdown. Was it, Jim?
I think he was stumbling towards the floor and the punch landed in the back of his head. So I think the referee's given him the benefit of the doubt, but he is really struggling here. I think he is running out of steam.
Good clean work from Vanzie, and Smith's in trouble on those ropes. He's keeping the gloves up, but Vanzie's waiting the shots in, and Terry O'Connor might well stop it here. He does! It's over! And Bobby Vanzie suddenly turns the contest around to retain his British and Commonwealth lightweight titles here in this, the 9th round. And the Lions then of the Elephant and Castle, and suddenly, after he boxed so well, Jim, Stephen Smith, he fell apart on those ropes.
He really went tired in the finishing round there. But that was a real difficult one for the referee. He was staring, he was trying to make his mind up whether to stop or not. There was a chance Smith could have got back into it again, but he didn't throw punches back. He was getting blasted with shots. He wasn't moving his head, he wasn't punching back. He left the referee with no choice. It was a difficult decision, and the referee took the decision he had to take, the safety of the boxer first.
It was the right one to take. He didn't stop it too soon.
No, it was a difficult one to decide. Okay, if this fight had been in Mexico, for example, that fight would never have been stopped. But we don't do the things, thankfully, here the way we do it in Mexico. But you can see he was very tired here.
Was this a knockdown?
Punch landed, yeah, he's entitled to claim that was a knockdown. The referee gave him the benefit of the doubt, and he was very fortunate, I thought. But suddenly he just went tired. He was taking shots full force on the face right from the start of the round, which is the first sign of tiredness. And that to me was a knockdown.
Let's have a look at this finish, Jim, just after the knockdown. Smith tired, but did Terry O'Connor make the right one?
Well, he's on the ropes, he's taking shots. He's not moving his head much. He's not punching back. He left the referee with no choice. He didn't grab hold of Vanzie, he didn't punch back, didn't move away from the ropes. The referee thought about moving, had a second thought, then went in again and stopped the fight. He had to stop the fight.
And he didn't protest Smith either, did he?
No, he didn't protest. He'll probably be upset when he watches the tape of this fight, but he left the referee with absolutely no choice. The referee has to take the safe way out.
Vanzie's 8th stoppage win, and look how happy he was, the Viper, to come down and do it on foreign soil down here in London. He wanted it in Bradford, he got it at the Elephant and Castle and got his win.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes and 9 seconds off round 10, your referee Terry O'Connor having stopped the contest. Stephen Smith, unfortunately, being no to continue, the winner, and still the British and Commonwealth lightweight champion, Bobby Vanzie. And not forgetting your appreciation, very brave challenger indeed there, Stephen Smith. I'm now going to ask our student in charge, Mr. Cecil Ross, to present the Lonsdale bout and the Commonwealth bout to the winner and still the British and Commonwealth lightweight champion, Bobby Vanzie.
Not many people like him here tonight, but he does, shall we say, mutual animosity. I wonder how his mood is now he's won it. He certainly has a Lonsdale belt, and Adam Smith is getting ready to talk to him now.
Well, Bobby, first of all, how does it feel to have that Lonsdale belt outright?
Well, at the end of the day, Adam, like I told you before, it don't belong to me, it belongs to my daughter Lakeisha and my other daughter Kenya. It's for them two. There were no way nobody were going to take them breath. I went through hell and back in there. Through hell and back. Smith, I've got to give him respect. He disrespected me at the start. At the end of that fight, I've got to give him respect.
You touched gloves at the end, which was nice.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, it is all about sportsmanship. I mean, it was mainly his crowd that was causing all the disturbances. You know, I've been through a lot before I came to this fight. Inspectors were having a go at me. Then the people yesterday were having a go at me. Were terrible, psychologically terrible. But I battled through it. I'm a fighter.
You looked out of sorts through the first few rounds. What was going on?
You tell me, Adam. I just felt terrible in there. I boxed terrible. I wasn't sharp. It was as if Smith knocked me out of my rhythm somewhat. You know, but we go back to the drawing board. We work on that. I'm a double champion still, bona fide now because I've defended it twice. So it's mine outright.
Did you think you were way behind on the cards?
Not way behind. I thought we were a couple of rounds, most definitely. But before I go on, can I just say thanks to my sponsor, Randolph Victor from PRS. Love you. Glyn from the Ellen Group and Connections and Mobile Phone from Bradford. Love you all.
Bobby, how did you turn it around, though, at the end? Did you just see him tiring?
Well, look, at the end of the day, I started off my amateur career as a brawler, just an all-out brawler. I came out from the crouch, and then it was good night. That was it. That's how I survived in my amateur career. Then I learned the scientific side of the sport with Godfrey. Brought me along leaps and bounds. You know, so I realised that in there, desperate times call for desperate measures. So I had to go in there and I had to resort back to my old school way of fighting, which is just roughneck, you know?
It was good stuff. What's next for you? Billy Schwer up in our studio. There's Michael Ayres, Colin Dunn. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for probably Colin Dunn because at the end of the day, no disrespect to either fighters, Michael Ayres or Billy Schwer, but I feel they are at the twilight of their careers. You know, and why box somebody and beat him? And then somebody else said to you, well, you want to beat him, he was on his way out anyway. I want to fight somebody hungry. Colin Dunn, he's the man, I love him. Respect you.
Well done tonight, Bobby.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks a lot.
Love you.